In the previous video, we saw how to detect the number of days a player has played the game in order, for example, to unlock a skin. But this mechanism can be used for anything else, any other type of unlockable item. So what we'll do now is set up unlockable achievements, and we'll be able to use the previous script for this. So I've picked up a trophy icon here from the icon website, which represents the unlockable achievements. And on our interface, we'll create a new element. I'll duplicate coins here, for example, and call it achievements. We'll move it from here to there. I'll align it to the right, like this. I replace the image with the trophy image. So this is an image I got online from Icons 8. You can do the same, get your images from Icons 8 or any other website. This image will be a button. I'll add a button component to it. This will open the achievements menu. So now I'll go a bit faster because these are manipulations we've already seen together. So I'll duplicate the shop and I'll rename it success. I'll activate it so that I can visualize it, and I'll modify it a little. We'll take up a lot more space. Actually, we'll take up all the space. So I'll delete all the buttons here. I just keep the first one as a model. And I'll deactivate the button script and replace the image with a check. This is a check I also got from an online icon website. This check is an image, a sprite, and I'll check preserve aspect here. So this will preserve the aspect, which means that even if I distort the image on the height, it won't be distorted in fact. It'll keep its original proportions. So this check will just let me know if the success has been unlocked or not. I'll go to Game Object UI and I'll take a panel. So it's a component in which you can place various objects. And I'll be able to create one line per success to be unlocked. So in the panel here, I can place the check image. And I also be able to place a text. I'll retrieve one from the text we already have in our canvas. I'll take text score max, for example, Control D, I'll place it here, which allows me to make the text appear. And now I'm able to place it in the container here. I align it to the left using TextMesh Pro's properties. Left and centered. I centered it like this. I'll make it anchor all around the panel, so using the anchor system, like this. And I also place the check icon on the right over here. Likewise, we'll try to anchor it in the panel. We'll anchor it on the right, over there, like this. So we've got the text, the check, and the panel. We can change the panel background color to something like this, for example. So this will be the success to unlock. I'll rename it panel success. For the text, I'll just write text, and for the achievement, let's say play 3 days. This is the first success you created, playing the game for 3 days. So if the player completes this achievement, we'll unlock the check. We could gray out the default check. For this, you can, play with the color, but actually I prefer to entirely disable the component here. Like this, the check doesn't appear at all. So, okay, we've got our panel success. We can add a title. Here at the top of our screen there, achievements. I center this. Let's make it bold and maybe a bit bigger. Oh, this one I'll make it smaller. Like this, we can use longer sentences if we want. Now, we need several more achievements in addition to our play 3 days. So we could have, let's say, get 100 coins. Then let's see, we could have, I'm thinking, we could have something like score 1,000 points. Well, you can invent all the unlockable achievements you want. Let's add one more. Unlock 5 skins. Well, you can use, of course, those ideas, but you'll have to invent new ones. Sorry. Now, we'll create a back button so that you can, well, go back. To do this, I'll take a button we've already made. I know we've already created some... Here, play again. We've created the play again button. I'll retrieve it and place it here. This was the restart button. I'll change its color, otherwise it's exactly the same color as the background color. It's not good. Let's find another one. And of course it won't be the restart button anymore, it'll be back button. This button had a script which does certain things. Remember to disable it, because, well, copy-paste is evil, but everyone do it to go faster. You just have to do it wisely and remember to clean what you don't need, like the specific associated actions on this button. Okay, we have our achievements zone. The player can see the list of his achievements, and we have the back button. We'll cut the back button right now, and you'll see how easy it is. When we click on the back button, what we'll do is take the success object here. This object is all of this. So I take this success object and drag it into the onClick event of the back button. And what we'll do is just a game object set active false, which will hide this whole panel. We'll do the same for the trophy here. I'll drag success, there, little, and I'll do game object set active true, which will open the achievements menu. So let's test it out. I'll launch the game. If I click on the cup, the achievements appear, and if I click on bag, the successes disappear. So we're good. If you remember, we've already unlocked the play 3 days achievements, because if I look at my skins, something's wrong. Yeah, we do have unlocked it because, well, I cheated and replaced the 3 days with 0 days. So we can test the fact that the check appears here. So what we'll do now is create a script. Create it here, and I'll call it unlock success. And I'll place it on the successes here. We could place them on the different checks instead. Let me think. No, it'd be more practical on the successes. Let's select all the successes we've created. I'll drag the unlock success script over here, which allows it to be applied to all the successes we've created. Now we'll edit this unlock success script. We're gonna modify the code. We'll create a public string success name variable. This will be the name of the success we want to unlock. If you remember, we created something called skin 2 unlocked. We could say that's a success too. Unlocking skin 2 could also be a success. So that would be the success name. So how do we go about it? What we'll do is create a start function here, and we'll write if player prefs dot getInt, so getInt from success name. Instead of giving directly the string, we'll set the variable, which makes the script generic. You can set the script on as many successes as you like and just modify the name in the inspector. This script is now generic. So I say if player prefs.getInt success name, comma 0, by default the success is not unlocked, so it's at 0. But if it's set to 1, that means it's already been unlocked. And if you get a 1 on getInt, we activate the check object. So here I'll create a public game object, check variable, which will be the little checkbox that says that the achievement has been unlocked, and I'll just do a check.setActive, true. This will activate the check. So that's a really simple example of what you can do. Go back in Unity, we set up the different successes. Let's take a look at what we've done. We've done play 3 days, which you could say is the success we said it was. What I'll do in the unlock success script is dragging the checkbox here. Same goes for all the other successes. For each success, I'll associate the checkbox, which is the child of that success. And for each success, we have the name of the success. For example, for this one, played 3 days, we can use this name, skin2 unlocked. I'll copy skin2 unlocked and put it here, meaning if this success has been unlocked, we'll display the check here. For the second success, get 100 coins, we could call it, let's say 100 coins unlocked. For the third, we could say score 1000 unlocked. And for the fourth, you could call it 5 skins unlocked. Each success will have a name associated with it. I'll hide that and we'll test it. For now, we've only got one achievement that's been unlocked, as we've only written our code for one achievement. We'll test it. I launch the game and I click on the trophy to access the achievements. There, I see that I've unlocked this one, and it is the one we unlocked in the previous video. You can check the previous video again if you don't remember. But we do have this success that's been unlocked, because what's associated with this achievement is this player prefs key here, and this player prefs key here is what we unlocked there. As we played 3 days in a row, we unlocked it here. So okay, we're good. But you might have seen that the skin has a problem because I've cheated. I've set it to 0, and we have a problem because the skin is locked. So imagine in your game, you decide to do an update, and now it's not 3 days but 5 days to unlock skin 2. You don't want to take away from those who have already unlocked the skin. That wouldn't be fair. So if you decide to change the rules of the game later, you shouldn't take away their skin. That's what I've got here. I've unlocked this skin and yet it's blocked. I can't use it. That's because I changed the game rules in the middle of the game. So what you can do is what we've done here, exactly the same principle. We could create a script, and instead of doing unlock success, we could do an unlock skin script. I'll do almost exactly the same thing, except this time we'll need Unity engine.ui because the skin is a button. So I'll write public button, called it button to unlock, because the button will be locked, so this will be the button to unlock. I write public string and call it prefs key for the player prefs key. We can write if player prefs.getIn prefs key, comma 0 equals 1. So if the player prefs has already been filled in and is set to 1, then button to unlock dot interactable is equal to true. Here you go. You don't have to lock all the skins, but you can lock just a few. So we'll put this script on the skin, and then you can unlock the skins that have been locked like this. For example, if skin 2 is blocked, I'll search for it here and apply the script we've just created, unlock skin. And for this skin here, the associated button is this one, so I drag the associated button. And the linked string is skin 2 unlocked, so I set skin 2 unlocked. And if this player prefs is set to 1, then this button will be unlocked. Let's test it out. Button is locked, and as we saw earlier, so I launch the game. I'll check our achievements. Here we see that the first achievement is unlocked, so technically I do have access to the skin. Click on back, go to see the skin, and my skin is unlocked. And if I select it and play, the cat is green. So we've managed to unlock the skin. Despite the fact that we changed the rules of the game in the middle of the game, the players still have this skin unlocked. Okay, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you in this video, but don't go away just yet. I'll show you a little bonus that might be useful because I know you might ask me a question, this question, so I'll anticipate it, and that question will be, so I'll activate the achievements here, and the question you might ask is, what if we have a lot of success? Something like this, here, there, one more. So what do you do if you have a lot of successes like this and it goes off the screen? Well, as always, there are several ways to go about it. So let me give you one example. I create a game object, UI, and I'll take a panel. I'll resize this panel so that it takes up the space I want to give it, for example, below the title and above the back button. So that's what I want the panel to look like. I'll make this panel transparent. Well, first I'll position it here. I call it panel view because it's a bit like a window through which you can see. So I'll make it transparent by setting 1 here. I'll duplicate it, Control D. I'll put the copy in the panel view and call it panel scroll. I'll increase the panel scroll size to encompass all the successes that exist inside. Then I'll take all these successes and drag them into the panel scroll, like this. So there, my hierarchy has been modified. I'll select the panel view and add a component. We'll search for mask. You can see that the mask's role is, well, to mask, but mask what? Well, it hides everything outside the view window. If you increase the size of the view window, well, here it distorts everything a bit, but you get the idea. If I deactivate the mask, we see everything here, and if I activate it, we can't see anything outside the zone. I reckon you understand the principle. Mask will allow you to hide a part, so the successes here won't go beyond the screens they've been given. If we only give this space, it only takes this space. Now, the panel scroll has to be scrollable, so we'll add a component. We'll look for scroll rect. No, sorry, I'll right-click remove component and put the scroll rect on the panel view. I create the scroll rect component, which will enable scrolling. What I want is to scroll only vertically from top to bottom and not from left to right, so I'll uncheck horizontal, which means I'll be able to scroll only vertically. And for the movement, you have the elastic movement, which means that when you scroll, you'll have a kind of elastic force that will return your screen to the way it was. Don't really like it, but you have unrestricted or clamped, which blocks your scroll exactly at the edges of the screen. So I'll try to show you the few differences. You can activate or not the inertia. So inertia is when you slide your finger across the screen. If you slide your finger very gently across the screen, it will scroll gently. And if you slide your finger very quickly, it will scroll very quickly. And if you release your finger from the screen, the scroll will continue as if the force were still acting, like slowing down little by little. It's a bit hard to explain, it's easier to test it by yourself. So I'm giving you a few explanations, but I invite you to try it out for yourself. So content is the content that has to be scrollable, and what has to be scrollable is the panel scroll. So I drag the panel scroll, I launch the game with achievements open, and now if I drag my screen, you see it works. I can scroll. So I can scroll down and it stops here. Then I can scroll up here, I can go any further up. So we have inertia, it's hard to show you, but you can see that when I release it, it continues to slide. If I change modes and put on elastic, you see we have an elastic effect here. If I release a scroll, it returns to the original zone. And if you're in unrestricted mode, well, you don't have any restrictions anymore, and it could potentially do anything. Okay, you've seen the three different modes. Finally, I like the elastic mode. Maybe I'll take this one, and there you have the elasticity, which is the power of the elastic effect. Is it stronger or weaker? I leave the default values. So we have an infinite achievement system. You can have as many achievements as you like, and it's scrollable. Here you can see that I've unlocked 3 of them. It's just because I've duplicated those 3 and they still have the same player prefs key. So I'll hide this menu again. And don't forget you can add effects. For example, you can add an outline here. I could add an outline here. Wow, we can't see it very well. I could enlarge the distance to make the outline more visible. You can add a shadow. This will add a drop shadow, so which is not the same as the outline. So just to say you have a few possible visual effects if you want to enhance your interface a bit. You can also add a shadow or an outline to the coin. This will create small black contours around the coin, which can look nice. You could, for example, use small values to add a little contrast to your interface. Sorry. Okay, that's all I had to show you in this video. You've seen how to set up a system of unlockable successes, how to add skins like this that can be unlocked, and have all the keys you need to invent a whole bunch of successes to keep players coming back to your application. The more things there are to collect, the more things there are to unlock, the more players will play your game and come back to your game. That's very important if you want to get published or just to have your game run smoothly, because the publisher will look at the retention figures, and if they're not good, your application will never be published. But if you've got a whole bunch of systems in place to improve your retention, you're much more likely to have a project that works. So that's it. Implement all these tips and then you can move on to the next video.